What's up, nerds? Welcome to NGR Radio B-Sides. You can find NGR Radio B-Sides every Thursday on ngrradio.com and youtube.com/NGR Radio. Matt and Muth are joining me. I'm Corey. And this week on NGR Radio B-Sides, we are going to answer your questions that you sent in. So remember, keep leaving those comments. Keep emailing us. We'll check it once every 6 or 7 weeks. I don't know.
We check it more often than that. I just don't think we have a rhythm. I think we're like, hey, let's go to the questions. Hey, let's,
Yeah.
We don't check it every 6 or 7 weeks. Don't listen to Corey.
We're checking as often as we can.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So we have 3 questions here today. We're going to try to rapid fire them since,
Cool.
Obviously B-Sides is a shorter thing. Logan Rogers writes in. He says, this is a beer question. Matt, this is directed more towards you, but obviously Moose, Corey, and guests can chime in.
My name is Matthew. I am not an alcoholic because I don't have time for meetings.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Sure.
That's an alcoholic joke.
Ha-ha!
A jokeaholic?
If you were to create your own beers, what would you make and why?
Well, my favorite beer style is actually the lager. I think as general of a beer as a lager actually is, because if someone were to ask me what does a lager taste like, that's the characteristic of the beer taste. I think when that's done well, you can actually put a lot of personality in it. Until Yuengling showed their hand in the 2016 election, I was a big fan of it. That's just sort of my choice. I'm not going to force anybody else to make that choice. They do make I can't argue, they make a great lager. I just can't drink it anymore, or at least I can't pay for it. So if you want to send me free ones, I'll take them. Also, Brooklyn brewery has some weird business practices that I don't agree with, but their lager is or was one of my favorite beers of all time. I don't like what they're doing in the craft space. I think they're up to some shady stuff. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other good ones. Sam Adams, just as a shelfie, Sam Adams Boston Lager is a great beer. I would do a lager. Yards locally here, they do a lager called Brawler that is really good, really smoky. It's actually really a bold flavor. Moose has had it. He could probably chime in there, but my first beer would be a lager, definitely. I've developed a taste for like the juice bombs of late. Those are kind of cool, but at the same time, I think they're just everywhere. So I don't know I don't really know what I would contribute to that. But I'm also a big Belgian guy. I like Belgian beers. A good dark quad would be really cool. Stouts, porters, yeah. But first and foremost, a lager.
If I had to answer that question, I'd do a German style alt beer. My favorite beer.
There you go.
My favorite beer is Old Mecklenburg Brewery's Copper out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's a traditional alt beer. And then there's a brewery out of Whitsett, North Carolina, which is near Greensboro, on the way to Burlington, and they do their Red Oak. It's just called Red Oak. They don't have a name for it, and it's a traditional alt beer as well.
Nice.
So they have been branching, which is awesome. Is they both have been branching out and doing more and more different styles. Red Oak is building a new beer garden, like a brand new tap room, like all that crazy stuff. So I want to go up there once that's done. But that would be the first type of beer that I would do. And like Matt, I love lagers. I love Yuengling. I don't drink as much as I used to, just because I don't think it's as good down here in the South as it is up north. I mean, it's still good, but I don't know. It's just something's different about it. But anyway, so I will say I do enjoy it out of a tap more so than the bottles or cans when I'm down here. So the kegs are a little bit better down here than the bottles or cans. So I could do lagers too. Like I like more of the traditional beers. Like I do drink IPAs. I'm drinking one right now. I'm going Coastal IPA with pineapple from Sweetwater out of Georgia. And I have no problem with the IPAs. I like the double IPAs, especially if I want to, get fucked up for the night or have a really good night and not have to drink too many beers. I'll drink a double IPA or something. But generally, I'll go for like the more traditional beers, like lagers or alt beers, or even I like pale ales. Pale ales are good. Ales just in general, like red ales or brown ales. I am getting more and more into stouts and porters, so definitely enjoying that. But yeah, so
I will say this: Tired Hands locally here. I had never had an alt beer before. I had their they do a pilsner, one of their sort of main that they always try and have around. It's called Trendler, and the guy that they did a Trendler alt, and there's a reason they do that, and I think it centers around one specific person. The Trendler alt we had on tap once, and it was phenomenal. I actually think it was better than the actual Trendler. Like it was amazing. Nice. So yeah, when you said alt beer, I'm like, I'm in. I would drink Moose's beer.
Yeah. 4 ingredients. That's it.
Corey, any thoughts? I know you're not like a big drinker.
No, but you've never steered me wrong, so
give Corey more funk. He's fine.
Yeah. He'll be all right. He's good.
Yeah.
Well, at least it was one of those things. Like I didn't know how uncomfortable you would, because I know you're not like a drinker. I didn't know how uncomfortable you would be receiving a gift like that. So I'm glad you took it. And hopefully if you're ever here for like a multiple night stay, we can actually go out and have a few beers.
Yeah. So. Let's do it.
Uber's pretty good around here. So, we'll take care of you.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Bring Sana. She can drive us home. It'd be great.
I know. Great. Well, I guess we'll move on to the next question.
Next question. Let's do this.
Maybe I can contribute to this one. Deshaun Malone asks, what are your passions outside of gaming?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Beer,
boobs, and bacon.
Vinyl, and being a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You're a doctor. Dr. Matt.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, you are. Matt, you're a doctor.
No, Ahmed is Dr. Blood Souls. I've relinquished that title to the man who's actually a doctor now.
Nope, you were wearing scrubs earlier. You're a doctor.
That's not how that works. So exactly I interrupted you, Corey. What are yours? I know you started with art.
Art. I try art. I do the arts sometimes. Let's see. I like to edit videos, which is weird. I mean, like, it's not that weird considering what we're doing on YouTube, but like, I don't know. I like to try to figure out how things will be appetizing to a viewer in a small sequence of time. I tried to cut that trailer for the YouTube page, and that was probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done with the resources that I have.
Yeah, no, you did a good one. You did a real good one. You nailed that one.
So like I like to do that. I used to like to work out, but that hasn't happened in like 5 years, probably longer. I don't know. I enjoy watching sports. I mean, I don't like with the job I currently have now, I don't get a lot of time to watch sports, but I mean, I guess I can say this now. I got a new job. So with that new job,
congratulations.
Thanks. I'm pretty excited. I'll be able to watch more sports. Like I got off work early Sunday and I got to watch the Cavs, the new look Cavs, who,
look like a team, apparently.
Ironically, last week we talked about how bad they looked. and then they traded half their team away, and pretty much got a brand new team. But
I will say this: I think it's ironic that Isaiah Thomas had a nice little debut for the Lakers.
I know I saw that.
That was real weird. I'm
did
like,
see
man, where's he been?
But I also want to say that LeBron played 28 minutes against the Celtics and we won by 30. So
yeah,
yeah, we played defense. We were playing defense. We were spreading the ball around. It was good.
Cool.
It was a good time. I was impressed by the talent we have acquired.
Well, on that subject, like, what sports do you like to watch? Are you just like straight up Cleveland, or do you prefer sports over others? Like, are you an Indian guy? I don't know. Are you?
I prefer watching basketball. I like the speed. I like the athleticism. I like the awesome plays that happen. But football, it's different. Like, I follow teams, but I mostly just watch the Browns, and then I will catch up on highlights and stuff of other teams that I like, just because like I don't have time to watch 5 games in one day. It's just
nobody does.
No, it's just not. It's not happening. Like, sometimes I'll watch like a Sunday night or Monday night game, but mostly I just watch the Browns when I can, and but I do also, if there's like 2 good teams playing each other, I will try to watch that game because I just like to watch good teams play each other and like just the back and forth and stuff. I'm not really rooting for anybody, but I will usually want to see like, okay, if this team's down, I want to see them come back, and then I want to see how the other team responds to that. And it's usually like that with basketball too. So I'm not really a huge baseball fan. I mean, my wife and I have gone to a couple Indians games, and it's fun to go, but it's not like, baseball is really slow, dude. It's just like I could take a nap and wake up.
It's better to watch in person.
I could just like,
yeah.
But like I could like fall asleep and wake up and it'd still be the 3rd inning and nothing happened, and be like, come on.
Yeah.
Hockey's fun, but I don't understand the rules. Soccer's fun, but sometimes I don't really understand the rules of soccer either. But I do enjoy watching multiple sports.
I could probably teach you hockey without the penalties because I don't get the penalties, except for like icing. I do understand that. Soccer, I could teach you.
Is that where some guy throws a cake at somebody else and it's like, icing?
Wow, man. That's a new level of dumb. Congratulations. You've leveled up. You've leveled up in dumb. Oh no, blow that up. Come on. Anything else?
Nah. I mean, I used to do a bunch of things outside of gaming, but like, I don't know. I'm not really a big TV guy. I'm not a big movie guy. I'm not a big music guy, obviously. I don't know. Games have always just kind of been that for me, and then art, really, but nothing else really.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What do you like? What do you like to do?
I like to.
Moose likes to comb his beard.
Yeah, I do. Comb my beard every once in a while. I like to drink beer. I like burgers. When the weather's nice, the wife and I like to go hiking and camping and take the doggy dogs with us. We have 3. So I am looking to get back to the gym. Been talking with Captain Kennedy, get a routine going for me. Do some strength building and whatnot. And hoping that that works out for me because I want to lose some weight, but I also want to gain muscle. I'm not talking like freaking Hulk Hogan or anything. I just want to have a good core.
More like John Cena. He wants to look like John Cena.
Can't see him. But anyways, there's nothing there. But,
Moose, Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
wow.
So I mean, that's like, I had a shitty start to the year.
Fucking asshole. This should not be this funny.
So,
well, it looks like I know what the cover art for this video is going to be.
So January, like still working crazy hours at work. We finally settled down. And then the wife had her accident like 2 weekends ago. And so I've been helping take care of her. So I haven't had a chance to like get to the gym. So I just got a reminder in the mail. My membership is up soon. So I got to renew that. But I want to get going. I want to go like every day after work if I can, and at least do cardio and do some lifting of some sort. But get a routine going. And I'd like to lose. I gotta lose a lot of weight, but anyways, so that's all besides the point. But I like watch. I'm like Corey. Like I'll watch movies. Like I'll watch the Marvel movies. Like I'll go to the theaters to watch them. But I'm not like I don't watch a lot of TV. I'd rather interact with my stories. So I do a lot of video games. I love music. I'm always listening to music while I'm at work. Because we're allowed to listen to our headphones while we work. And they know that we're more productive if we have music going. That's a proven fact. But anyways, so I'll be listening to new stuff right now, trying to get into metal. So I'm working with Captain Canna on that too. So he just turned me on to White Wizard. That's spelled with 2 Z's in Wizard. So they're a pretty cool 80s band. Kind of sound like Iron Maiden as far as the vocals go. Like it's like a cool 80s sounding metal band. So I'm enjoying them. I've been listening to Ghost BC, they're freaking awesome.
They are.
Love Square Hammer. Square Hammer is a fucking amazing song.
Have you ever heard Nightwish?
Is that their song or the band?
That's Nightwish? A band. That's a band.
They're
super theatrical. You might dig them.
It sounds familiar, so I'll check them out. You might
dig them.
I'll check them out. But
friend of the show, Becky Rubin Navarro, could teach you about Nightwish.
Yeah,
she likes some Nightwish.
But that's pretty much what I like. Matt, what do you like outside of gaming? Well, behind you.
No, he's not obsessed or anything.
No,
he found those outside and thought it'd look cool on his wall.
Yeah, I trash picked Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah, of course. Anyone who throws Ella Fitzgerald away needs to be shot. No, I really do like music. I like thinking about it. I like listening. I like listening to it sort of actively. Whenever a lot of the times for me to really be into something, I have to have gotten something out of it. And usually if I've gotten something out of it, I buy it on vinyl. That doesn't mean that there are great artists out there that I've not gotten things from, because there are. Like, I think we could honestly say that Rush is an undisputably like great band. I don't get anything from them.
Neither do I.
Captain Canada and I have gone back and forth on several bands that I just don't dig. And
I've been part of that conversation.
and
as a hostage.
He does not understand why I don't like a band like the Descendants or Bad Religion. I'm like, they just didn't. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying they didn't do anything for me. Yeah. Also, I do actually genuinely write. I like writing. I'm more into that. If I can read a book, I try to read a book because I think reading books is fun. But I do like the beer. I think I may actually need to sort of tone back on that, just because I'm getting to a point in my life where I really need to start moving away from having debt, and beer. Well, the craft beer that I have been going for of lately has been contributing more to debt than helping me alleviate. So that's probably going to scale back. I do genuinely like sports. I like the abstract qualities of sports more than actually following a team. I think I watch the Eagles games just because they're on every week here. And it was cool to watch that team actually be entertaining and win compared to where they have been recently, because they have not been in a great place. But if I had to, like, I grew up in the Midwest, so I'm a Bears fan. and watching the Bears whenever I can is still sad. So I don't do it often. I'd rather find a way to smile. If I were a baseball fan, I'd be a Cubs fan just because I grew up in Iowa and the Iowa Cubs are the Chicago Cubs farm team. Hockey, we didn't really have it. We had like the Des Moines Bucks, but they were like so low division. They weren't like a farm team for anybody at the time. But I originally picked the Hartford Whalers, and then the Hartford Whalers disappeared, so I picked the Flyers. And now I live in Philadelphia, and I can wear a Flyers jersey and not get looked at weird. Soccer is probably my main sport. That's probably the one thing that I would actually. I used to have weekends off. I missed that, but I would wake up at like 5 or 6 on a Saturday morning and watch soccer games all day long. And there would be days where I would get 8 of them in, and they're going all day because there's Europe, there's England. Then there's Spain, England, Germany, France, Spain, in that order. Spain's are all late because they stay up super late in Spain. And then when MLS was on, I'd watch that. I think soccer's a really cool sport, but I'm not going to sit here and try and convert anybody to that cause, because usually the people who don't want to convert are the ones who go, soccer sucks. Nobody cares about soccer except the rest of the world.
Well, it is America, but
yeah, they call football a sport you play with your hands.
Yes, they do.
America.
Motherfucker.
I also genuinely like the other thing I really like is I like falling down knowledge holes. Where I decide I'm going to learn about this one thing, and like all of a sudden I've learned about 3 other things where that thing came from. So I like trying to learn new stuff. Like those I think at some point, we've gotten to all of my real passions. I don't like Moose. I like a good burger. Burgers are good.
I also enjoy a good burger.
Yeah.
I did think of something else I was really passionate about, actually, while you guys were talking about all that stuff.
Okay.
I've always been a huge fan of Disney in particular.
All right.
Like I'm just fascinated with and not even just the movies or whatever, because animated movies are fine, they're classics, whatever. But our family has been going to Disney World. That's been our big family vacation since I was 2 years old. And
that's cool.
And I am obsessed with how much work goes into each, not only just each attraction, but the lines of each attraction, and even just walking into the park or your hotel or everything on Disney World property is amazing. There's so much.
Yeah. They're like an architectural marvel. Everywhere, everything, every specific point is designed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And how they hide speakers within the architecture too, where when there's a parade going, the windows in the buildings are the speakers. They open the windows in the buildings to allow the speakers, or the way they hide giant projectors on top of the buildings to project light shows and stuff on the castle, or if you know what Epcot Center is, the big ball and stuff like that. And now they're building Star Wars Land, and that they're building a whole new planet that's canon to the Star Wars, and it's like an entertainment venue for the Star Wars universe now, and how everything has its purpose and its place and stuff. And it's fascinating. And maybe one day I'll talk about Disney as something different outside of NGR radio, but the small things of how fascinating every detail, man. It's fascinating. So.
Well, Disney itself is a fascinating company. It really is, because you look at where they came from and how they adapted, and even like just their output, how that changed with times. And I part of me wishes they would just acknowledge it better than they do. Like one thing I hated about Disney, just like working at Tower, was like I wanted to get Disney movies, but they were never on shelves because they would be put out once every like however many years, and then it disappears. And like, well, and I was stuck because I didn't have disposable income at the time they were last out. Like there were these silver DVD cases. I don't remember what they were like treasures or whatever.
Yeah, the treasure boxes.
But like there's like the one that I have is the Goofy's sports short collection, where it's just some narrator trying to teach you how to play a sport.
I remember those with Goofy.
Those are great. Like those are just they're masterpieces of slapstick comedy.
Do you have just the cardboard boxes, or do you have the tins?
I have the tin of this.
Nice.
Like my grandfather on my mother's side had like the big VHS cases that were like
puffy ones.
They were foil of those.
Yeah.
Where it would be like one for Mickey, one for Daffy, or Donald, not Daffy, but one for Goofy, one for Pluto, and so on and so forth. But like in this, as they were releasing these when I was working at Tower, like they had one for like the war years. And it was, I mean, granted, it was just American exceptionalist propaganda to sort of generate positive vibes for World War II. But like, I feel like that's an interesting time capsule to teach somebody today about what that was. And then Disney also has some questionable stuff. Let's not lie. There's a reason. there's a reason there was an animation code established in the 30s. That's because cartoons were racist, almost unapologetically, and not all of them were Disney. But
I'm really glad one of Walt Disney World's most popular rides is based on Song of the South. Just want to throw that out.
Yeah, which is really weird. Like Song of the South is. I mean, I saw that as a kid and I was like, Mom, this is crazy. She's like, yeah, I think, do you know what racism is? I'm like, no. She's like, this is racist. I'm like, I don't like this. Yeah, Song of the South is it's a thing, but I also think it's something that sort of needs to be acknowledged and dealt with from both company side and maybe someone interested in studying film. Like, that you have to acknowledge your faults. I think it's a very good thing to do as a person, as an individual. And since corporations are now people, Disney should do it. That's therapy, I think. I don't know. What's the next question? Let's move on.
The next question, the last question. What genres do you wish you were into but aren't?
Fighting games.
Fighting games, yeah, I would agree. Fighting games are really cool, and Injustice just released that Ninja Turtles trailer. I really want to be into that, but I don't know, man. I'd rather be into other things than to be like, I gotta focus on this one, because I feel like fighting games are so different from anything else, even something like Call of Duty or Destiny, where you have to really focus on like one or two characters, and like that's all you do for like the rest of your life until the next version of that game comes out.
Yeah.
And if you want to be like really good, like competitive good. And so,
well, I think you're kind of missing the point of the question. He's just asking what do you want to be into?
Oh, I know, but I'm saying this is why I'm not into fighting games. Like that's just how I feel. Like you have to like dedicate your life to learning everything about, one or two characters on this 20-man roster and learn the ins and outs of every other character so you can beat that character. And I wish I had that kind of time. I want to be good at fighting games. I think fighting games are fascinating, and it's the basics of competitive multiplayer, like 1 versus 1. Like, and it's just pure skill. And, you know, whoever's not good enough loses. You know, it's not like Call of Duty where like, oh, I'm dying, but I'm going to bust out my knife while I'm dying and stab you because it's funny. You know, that kind of stuff.
Or man, goddamn lag. What the hell?
Yeah. No, your voice needs to be higher, like a 13-year-old.
I'm gonna sodomize your mom.
There is that. There is that.
There is that.
I'm gonna feed your penis to my dog.
Yeah.
You suck. Racial slur.
Racial slurs. Insert racial slurs here.
I'll bet you're gay. Because that's something that happens. Online multiplayer shooters are bad. Moose, was it fighting games for you, Corey? Do you have anything else to add?
Horror. I just wish, I played more horror games, but I don't. So it's kind of like, meh. I'm like,
horror
whatever.
Games. I have no interest in horror games. I cannot.
Horror games don't do horror. Like
okay.
That's like, I mean, I think there's a difference between jump scare and actual horror.
Yeah, I think Bloodborne's more frightening than
like Bloodborne has a very good mix of the eeriness and mental mess with you-ness.
Yeah. Exactly.
That comes from really good horror. Whereas, the Scream movies, they're just jump scares filled with teenagers. Like that's that's also box office gold. But like the Resident Evil games, I don't think I didn't play 5. I don't think I played 4, but my opinion of those games basically is like they're bad puzzle games with jump scares. I don't think they're good games. That's just my opinion. I feel like enough people talk about 2 and 4. Those are the big ones that they talk about.
Yeah, but 4 is more like an action game,
right? But they did enough of something to make an impact. I mean, I feel like Dead Space does horror better than the Resident Evil games. Just the original Dead Space, not 2 or 3.
Yeah.
3 was scary for different reasons.
Yeah. I haven't played PT, but
you have it?
I do.
Yeah, it's fucking.
I've heard it. I mean, like I've seen enough of that. Like the eeriness has me intrigued, but at the same time, I don't know if I ever will because I don't know. Maybe one day, I don't know. But for me, I would really like. I mean, I think you sort of need a PC game or a PC system to do this, but I would really like to be better at strategy games. Like I mean, my girlfriend and I, we play this game called Onitama. It's a board game. It's basically like chess, but it's variable fast chess. It's not everything has the same moveset, and the movesets change game to game based on cards you draw. And that's a really cool thing to sort of work with what you have, and it changes every time when we have a ball playing that. I like XCOM on consoles, but I've never played Civ. I played Age of Empires a long time ago. I played the original Warcraft games. I loved them. I played a little bit of OG StarCraft, but I'd never developed the affinity for it that Lee Navarro had. I wish I played more of those now. But I need to build a PC to do that. And I don't know when I'm going to have a chance to do that. But yeah, there are, and also I'll chime in on the fighting. Like I still like fighting games. I actually still buy fighting games a lot more than I talk about because I'll jump in, play them, but I refuse to do like multiplayer. I loved Persona 4 Arena on PS3, and I wish they would bring that to PS4. will play Persona 4 Ultimax, what they have eventually. I just haven't yet. I am probably going to pick up Dragon Ball Fighters because that looks super fun, and it looks accessible enough that it might be fun to just maybe grab a friend and play. Or I'm not going to go online because, again, like Corey said, who has the time? I don't have the time, nor do I have the regimented attitude I would need to train and get better. But yeah, those are the games I would really like to be into. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to have more fun with adventure games than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd like to play those Telltale games, but I don't get anything from them. There have been a couple of adventure games like this generation that have been cool. Like, I really liked Oxenfree. I got a lot out of that, but everyone sort of lobs, oh, it's just a side-scrolling walking simulator. And it's just like, fuck you, man. You're not interested. I really loved Everybody's Gone to the Rapture and Gone Home because I thought they were evolutions of those. There's also the walking simulator insult, which is, I personally think, dumb as hell and dismissive as fuck. And I don't think you should be that. You should actually try and get something from it rather than let it tell you. But I'm droning on. Do we have any others, Corey?
Nope, that's it. Those are all the questions that we have this week.
Well, thank you, Logan. Thank you, Deshaun. And I don't remember the third person's name.
Don't worry, let me look it up for you. While we Marcus.
Marcus, thank you, Marcus, as well.
Thank you, guys.
Continue to send us questions, and we will continue to answer them. Hopefully, we are not insulting your intelligence by doing so, or at least hopefully I'm not. I know Moose and Corey aren't. They're smart.
Oh, sorry, I laughed out loud.
Corey, take us out.
Yeah. Okay. You can email us at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ngrradiopodcast. Comment, tweet us, email us your questions, and we'll either answer them right here on NGR Radio B-Sides on Thursdays at noon or on NGR Radio on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So, Matt, Moose, I'm Corey. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
B-side Nana and out.